No, it's actually surprisingly not that trafficy right now. I mean, I'm not taking the highway because I figured that that would be absolutely terrible right now. But this is a lot less trafficy than I thought it would be, which is nice. Plus we got 0 clouds in the sky, so it is super nice right now. Cop, go slow. DQ, that's what I like about Texas. So I know that DQ has locations outside of Texas. What do your commercials say? Like, I've always wanted to know what the commercials say, because here in Texas, all the DQ commercials say, DQ, that's what I like about Texas. But, I mean, I imagine that your commercials don't say that, because that would just be weird. But, I mean, Texas is freaking awesome, so you never know. But, my guess is it says something else. Or is it just, you guys just not have DQ commercials? They're like, well, we can't reuse this one because it's for Texas, so let's just not use any commercials at all. No hands, Mom. Huh, I didn't know I was putting on a gun show. Stoplights. I hate roads that don't have timed lights. Such a waste of time, of gas. It makes traffic worse. So I got a little topic for you guys today. And that is why lane splitting should be legal / the benefits of lane splitting. So I watched this video the other day, and assuming I can find a link to it, I think I can find a link to it. Assuming I can find that, I'll put that in the description, and I'll pop it up on the screen right now. So in this video, they talk about, so it's got a few different writers. They talk about the advantages of lane splitting, like the culture around it, benefits, and for anyone that doesn't agree with lane splitting or even doesn't even know much about it, this is a great video to make you see why it should be legal and why it is legal in a ton of places. Because, I mean, it's situations like this where lane splitting would be incredibly beneficial, but unfortunately it's not legal here. And I can't see anything up there, so I don't know if there's any cops. And that sucks because it'd be so much better. One, if I start lane splitting, this spot that I'm in is no longer occupied. Two, with the stop and go of this traffic, I don't have any risk of someone rear-ending me. So one of the things they talk about in the video is how one of the leading cause of motorcycle fatality is, well, first of all, caused by other cars, and two, rear-ending. So motorcycles getting rear-ended by a car. And that's because cars just don't see motorcycles as easily, and they don't take up as much space. So when a car is coming along and you start braking, if they glance up and don't notice you, they see the car in front of you because you're not taking up the entire space, and they ram into you. I mean, obviously that's not the only reason, but you know, it's very easy to see how motorcyclists can get rear-ended. And I'm pretty sure it was the leading cause of fatalities. In a particular study around California and a few other states, based on obviously California it being legal and other states it being illegal, showed that in California, one, the motorcycle fatalities greatly decreased, or was much, much lower proportionately based on riders and population and fatality. But that also, specifically, rear endings were greatly decreased. You know, one of the things that I was taught in driver's ed, like original driver's ed when I was getting my car license, back when I was 15, was that the worst thing you can be is the slowest person on the road. You don't necessarily want to be the fastest, But if there's one thing you don't want to be, it's the slowest, because you make it dangerous for yourself and you make it dangerous for everyone else on the road because they have to accommodate their driving for you. And then when you make it for a motorcyclist, not only being the slowest, but even going at speed of everyone else, because you just become complacent. You start blending into the surroundings because you're so small in comparison to everyone else. It just makes it very, very unsafe for motorcyclists. And lane splitting is a way to kind of relieve that disadvantage, because motorcyclists take up what, 2 to 3 feet wide, and there's almost always that space available between lanes of people just cruising down the highway or stopped in traffic. And when you're taking the lane splitting route, you're protected on both sides by gigantic vehicles. Like if someone were to rear end down the middle of the lane, they would hit the cars next to you, not you, because you're traveling slightly faster than everyone else, so you're more noticeable. You have less risk of rear-ending, and you have the benefit of decreasing that traffic because you're not taking up space in places where a car would otherwise be. And I mean, the gas mileage obviously is another big thing. But one of the things they said was that if 90%, I think it was 90%, if 90% of the people in California switched to, and I'll pop up the real number on there if that's wrong, if 9% of the people in California switched to motorcycles, the traffic would decrease by 40%, just by people driving different vehicles. So lane splitting is a really good option.